I'm Pierre Henkart, and I'd like to show you a sea otter encounter I recently caught on video. I've been a big fan of river otters for years and was lucky enough to see their wonderful marine cousins while visiting Monterey, California with my wife, Dana Lee. Here's a map showing Monterey's location on the Pacific coast. It's about 2 hours drive south of San Francisco. The city is tucked into a corner of Monterey Bay, and you can see that submarine canyon penetrating the continental shelf in there. That deep ocean water coming close to the coast provides for mixing of oceanic and coastal species, making for a biologically rich coastal area. And here's a blow-up of that peninsula at the southern part of Monterey Bay with the city of Monterey down there in the lower right. It's also sheltered from the big Pacific surf further out, as seen by the white surf line in this satellite image. Our otter encounter began when we were walking out Monterey's Coast Guard Pier on Halloween of 2022. We saw this group of sea otters swimming just outside a nearby kelp bed. It was clear that these otters are bigger than the river otters we see in the Chesapeake. We kept walking out the pier and then found another otter really close in, seeming not to notice as we stopped and stared down at it, me with my video camera rolling. But soon I heard Dana Lee yell out, "Wow, another one with a crab!" And sure enough, a second larger otter appeared with a sizable crab on its chest. We watched these two otters share this crab meal over the course of about 10 minutes, providing a great video opportunity which I'm sharing with you here. That second otter was bigger than the first, looked to be female, and it's known that sea otter pups stay with their moms for about 6 months as they develop survival skills like catching and eating crabs. We're seeing Mom biting off the smaller crab legs one by one. She was eating some and handing off some to her pup, who nuzzles her with polite requests to share. Judging from those big black-tipped claws, this crab appears to be a Pacific red rock crab, a slightly smaller cousin to the Dungeness crab. Most of the rock crab's edible meat is in those claws, and we could hear that hard claw shell being cracked by Mom's very active jaws. But after that tasty claw meat was extracted, Junior got a good-sized piece right away. As this meal was progressing, the crab pieces being eaten were getting smaller, and at times it seemed they had finished their meal. But then one of those otters would roll in the water and another crab piece would appear and eating would resume. Although we didn't see where those pieces came from, sea otters do have pockets in their fur coat under their forefeet, and those pockets can be used to store rocks or food items while swimming. Those rocks are used to crack open sea urchin or clam shells, although no such tool use was observed during this crab meal. But storage in those pockets can explain the appearance of crab pieces after the otter rolls seen here. After about 10 minutes, this shared crab meal was done, but this pair stayed close to the pier and continued to show us their classic otter playfulness as my camera continued to roll. We proceeded down the Coast Guard Pier where noisy sea lions were congregating, and we did see this quiet duo on the jetty in front of us. But cuddling sea lions somehow just can't match the cuteness level of sea otters sharing a crab meal. We had really great luck in seeing that shared sea otter meal up close. Since then, I've enjoyed learning a lot about sea otters and their differences from the river otters we have back home in the Chesapeake. On this screen, I've put up a couple of great links I've found. The Wikipedia page has fascinating sea otter history as well as biology. And the Monterey Aquarium is a must-visit if you're in the area. They have their own otters, and you can see them there if you're not as lucky as we were. And finally, my own river otter video shot from our home in January of 2022. These videos show you why, for us, 2022 is clearly the year of the otter.